What's good with y'all, man? It's crunch time. Hit the like if y'all join in. And I'm glad that we about to talk about this, man. Jaylen Brown getting even more respect. Um, so a couple days ago, over the last couple months, actually, we've been talking about Jaylen Brown heavy. I've been trying to let y'all know that you got to rank him high up, man. For him to be an elite two-way player in the league at that size and just win the Eastern Conference MVP and the Finals MVP. Usually a player like that would be getting respect as one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league. And they'll be talking about, him building his legacy up. Because what I always say when dudes talk about Tatum and how he won a championship at this age and stuff like that, what that does for his legacy, what I ask them is, well, what does that do for Jaylen Brown's legacy? So now we got to talk about what Giannis Antetokounmpo just said, who people call Giannis the best player in the league, who's another two-way player. Giannis Antetokounmpo just came out and basically literally said that Jaylen Brown is the best player in the whole NBA, and also doubled down and said he's the best player on the Celtics. He said, I feel like the best player is the guy that wins the championship, wins it all, and and is the best player on the team. So the best player in the NBA, I would probably say Jaylen Brown. That's what Giannis Antetokounmpo just now said, man. Now you gotta ask yourself this, right? Why are people gonna flip out at this? You look at his prototype as a player, the production he really been putting up. He's been toe to toe with Tatum as far as their numbers this whole time, right? He basically put up the same, like even that first year when they was in the conference finals, Jaylen Brown put up the same numbers in the playoffs. Why is it crazy? Why are people going to flip out at this? Right? Why are people even going to flip out on this? Me personally, bro, I think Jaylen Brown got an argument. I done heard Chad say it a couple times that he got Jaylen Brown. He think he basically the best player in the league. I made a list before, though. I actually made a list saying that Jaylen Brown was the best player in the league. Because, honestly, I had Luka being the best player in the league. But it's just hard to put Luka over Jaylen Brown. It's hard to... Sometimes it don't feel right doing that. Knowing what Jaylen Brown just did to him. Like, knowing he was closing out them games and actually strapping up Luka on the other end. Because usually, like I said, you give dudes their credit. Like, I'm trying to see if I got that list. Like, usually you give dudes their credit for that. Somebody said, so after the 2015 finals, you had Iggy as the best player in the world. Well, no, because Iggy wasn't the best player on that team. Giannis just said that Jaylen Brown is also the best player on the team. He said usually the best player in the world is the guy that wins a championship, wins it all, and is the best player on the squad. Iggy wasn't the best player just because he won the Finals MVP. A lot of people will tell you Jaylen Brown is actually a better player than Tatum because at the end of the day, they're similar on offense. And Jaylen Brown is better on defense. And Jaylen Brown closes out more often. It's just the facts of the situation. Iggy was somebody that averaged 8 points a game that season. Steph was the MVP of the regular season. And then Steph leveled up his points per game. His numbers went up in the finals. So he was still the best player on the team. But you have an agenda to where you can't prop up the actual best player on the Warriors because now it's going to look like he's greater than so-and-so. So we're going to actually get off of that subject, though. Somebody said he's better than Tatum for sure, but not Luka. Well, Luka the guy that, like I said, last season I was saying that Luka's the best player in the league. But Jaylen Brown, again, bro, for him to step up and do what he did, he's making a case. Somebody said, it's Giannis' opinion, not yours. Well, I'm just making a case. I'm just making a report. Now, his opinion actually echoes what I've been saying, though, when it comes to giving Jaylen Brown his credit. We've been doing videos on Jaylen Brown for a minute now, so obviously you don't know about this page. Somebody said Iggy got MVP and Bron averaged almost a triple-double. Why are you talking about Bron, though, if he lost? Like, y'all understand he's not the only one that played better than Iggy that series. Somebody on Iggy's team played better than him, bro, Steph. So stop doing that, bro. Like, y'all just don't, y'all so delusional, it's ridiculous, bro. The man lost. Right? Somebody said what Bron got to do with anything. This man commented, he just commented talking about LeBron James. First of all, they brought up Iggy. Now they bring up LeBron James. Somebody in the comments said JB is definitely the best. I don't see how he's not. Like I became open-minded to this because I feel as though he's at least on the level of Ant-Man, and I think Ant-Man on the level of anybody in the league right now. Somebody said because you can lose and still be the best player in the world. No, that's actually not true, bro. Not when you got somebody on the other team that's playing like a superstar. The only time I say that is when you're not really playing against another superstar. The Warriors had the actual MVP of the NBA that season on their team. Like, y'all niggas is delusional, bro. Stephen Curry was the best player in the world. He was the MVP at that point in time. He was back-to-back MVP, leveling up in the finals. Right? Bron averaged them numbers because his teammates was out. And when it comes down to that, like, that's like me saying Jimmy Butler was the best player in the world in 2020. Because he averaged all them numbers, and his teammates was hurt. Right? Somebody said Jaylen Brown not even the best player on this team. Oh, he better than Tatum. Everybody know that. Everybody knows that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the dude who commented that stuff is delusional because somebody said I'm taking a 42-year-old LeBron over Jaylen Brown. Okay, that's cool. That's on you, bro. That's on you. That don't mean that you're making a good point. And Duval, I see what you're saying, dog. You cleared that up. You said, I'm agreeing with your point. Iggy was guarding Bron, and they gave Iggy the MVP when it should have been Curry. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to highlight this, man. Give Jaylen Brown some more credit, bro. You got to understand, bro. The man checking boxes. Bro. I like what I seen from him. And this is very humbling for Giannis to say that. You know what I'm saying to you, homie? Somebody said Jaylen Brown is not the best player in the world. That's the point. Well, why isn't he, though? Why isn't he? Why is he not? I would say this one thing to you, homie. I will understand the point of somebody saying that he's not the best player in the world. I'm going to tell you why, right? Because I do think the Celtics championship was a fluke. I think they wasn't even damn near supposed to win it last year if everybody was healthy. That's my personal take. Another thing I said about Jaylen Brown and Tatum is that I feel as though they are both number 2 options. That's why I didn't think that they was going to get over the hump. I didn't think the Celtics was ever going to get over the hump because I think that Jaylen Brown and Tatum is number 2 options. But when it comes down to Jaylen Brown, I believe he's getting held back by Tatum. So that's the reason why he's not thriving into a consistent number 1 threat as far as MVP race and stuff like that. If you didn't have Tatum on the team playing the same way as you, then you would look more like a number 1 option. You feel me? Somebody said, nah, Jaylen Brown was the best player on the Celtics in the playoffs. Yeah, he was. But like I said, bro, that team as constructed, man, I still don't have much faith in them. Like, if they was to trade Tatum and get a point guard, a superstar or a star point guard, you'll see exactly what I mean when it comes to Jaylen Brown. Somebody said, was Chauncey Billups the best player? Well, actually, I don't know if people really consider Chauncey Billups the best player on that squad. A lot of people say Ben Wallace was the real best player on that squad in 2004. A lot of people say he was the best player on that squad. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Jaylen Brown, I don't think it's crazy to say this, man. I don't think it's crazy to say that, homie.